First, I give praise and honor to the one power, one presence, which is God, for this moment. I acknowledge my family and all those gathered here, online, here in the building and online, to honor our beloved Mama. I am immensely blessed and eternally grateful that I am the legacy of Anal Alethea, a woman I have been fascinated with my entire life. I slept next to Mama until I was 19 years old, at which time I migrated to the US. And my favorite time of the year growing up was summer, because this was the time I took a book to read and laid by her sewing machine from sun up until sundown. All day long, she told me of stories, making clothes for her children, something she was most proud of. Of all her siblings, her mom, what she knew of her father, the houses she lived in, all her children and their different personalities, all of whom showed up way more theatrical than she did. Oh, we had some good laughs on that one. She told me about all the women and families she helped in all the communities she lived in. Her stories were rich, and she was so funny, even when I thought, man, that's just way too much. That's a predicament. I drank those stories of so much that sometimes I must remind myself that they're hers and not mine. Mama's capacity to be selfless, generous, non-judgmental, and non-confrontational is unmatched. Sometimes I would be saying, Mama, XYZ, getting all excited. And she would say, Shakira, sit down, close the door. What a schooling I got in listening and observing. Mama lived her life upon complete revelation. There was a time when she stood on faith beyond all human understanding. I witnessed miracles through her living and complete reliance on God she believed in. And yet I also witnessed a period where she lived in complete revelation, a state where she walked with the knowledge of God. She knew that she knew that she knew. I marvel at how she looked at life. She completely trusted the process. She surrendered each day to live without complaining. She remains the master teacher at being with what is. She simply dealt with what is. An apple was an apple, a banana was a banana, and she never confused the two. She knew who people were. She never got ruffled by expectations or disappointments. And she never hesitated to help because of opinions or people's station in life. She helped because she simply helped. That was her heart. She moved with conviction. She stood in peace. Next to Jesus, Mama's highest love was children. She wanted to be where children were always. And for her grands and great-grands in the room, I would like to share that Mama told me her grands and great-grands taught her how to receive love, kisses, and affection. And I share that as a charge, that you will live in this world sharing love, kisses, and hugs with each other. As night began to fall on Friday, October 21, which was the last day I spent with her, after all the conversations, she looked me in the eyes and she said, "What's your full name?" And I said Shakira 3 times. For fear of adding my last name, she would not recognize who I was. She smiled a smile I would never forget and said, "That's a beautiful name." With her eyes still locked, she said, "I am Anal Alethea." In my understanding of the I am, life never dies. And because we are one with the I am, I celebrate Mama's life. Mama has transitioned into another room in God's great storehouse of life, just as scripture reminds us in John 14, verse 1 through 6. In the words of James Dillard Freeman, who wrote The Traveler, she has put on invisibility. Dear Lord, I cannot see. But this I know, although the road ascends and passes from my sight, that there will be no night. And you will take her gently by the hand and lead her on along the road of life that never ends. And she will find it is not death but dawn. I do not doubt that you are there as hair, and you will hold her there. Or life will not begin with birth. It is not of this earth. And this we call death is no more than the opening and closing of a door. And in your house, how many rooms must be beyond this one where we rest momently? Dear Lord, I thank you for the faith that frees, the love that knows it cannot lose as its own, the love that looking through the shadows see that you and she and I are ever one. I heard a quote recently that